It is 1 o'clock, so I'm going to do an official welcome.
Perfect.
And I am just so grateful that everyone here is joined us and everyone is typing in messages. See, this is great because we get to engage with everybody. Sandy says hi to all. Michelle, hi Michelle. That's happy Friday, everybody. Fred saying greetings. And Sandy, again, Sandy Elson. I have clients who returned from Ama trip yesterday afternoon. Hey.
Whoa, cool. Wonderful. Thank you for sending us the clients, Sandy.
Yeah. Oh, Sandy, I know it's 2 p.m. Eastern time. I am now a Central time dude, so I have to get used to the fact that I am 1 hour behind, and Christine is 2 hours further back from me. So welcome, everybody. This is a special edition of the Ask Stuart Hour. And it's a special edition because usually I try to handle these myself. But there's some subjects and some people that I think are critical that we have some more expertise. And so please join me in welcoming the Executive Vice President, co-owner of Amawaterways, my friend, Kristin Karst. Welcome, Kristin.
Thank you so much, Stuart, and thank you everyone for joining the next hour. I'm really, really happy about the number of our loyal agents that come here and want to know about river cruising, want to learn more, and I'm all here for you, of course.
You are. You're out there, and I can attest to this because no matter what function I go to, Kristin is there, and your reputation in the industry precedes you. You are a friend of the agent, and I will only have friends of the agent on my show, in my corner, in my pocket. So we aspire to the same thing.
Partnership always is, yeah.
So everybody tuning in, here's the deal. If you want to request to put your microphone on and actually ask your question so we can hear your voice, that's great. Most of you are too shy to do it, but I challenge you to do it. And or else just go ahead and type in your question. It's going to be our mission to get to as many questions as possible. I am so grateful. So many of you sent in your questions beforehand. We're going to start with a couple of these. We're going to take them on, and I promise we're going to end it at the top of the hour. We're recording the audio of this, and we are ready to go. Nancy says hello from Portland, Maine. We got people coming in from all over the place. So, Kristin, here's the first question that I just love. It came in from Douglas from Culture Creative Travel. And this is a great question, Kristin. When working with a group, how do you separate the group from the regular offerings? How do I offer additional value when the voyage already offers drinks and excursions? And that's a great question. What would you say?
It's a great question. And of course, we love groups. I can really say about 40% of our entire Amawaterways business is groups. So here's what we offer you. First of all, the 10th berth, the 10th person, is always free of charge on the cruise. So if you convert this into commission, because you can either give it to your Pied Piper, the free berth, or you can cash it in for your own likings, but that converts like into an additional 10% commission. So the 10th berth is free. We never cut it. You can bring as many people. If you have 40 people in your group, you get 4 berths free or 2 double cabins. We also offer you an additional group discount. That is on top of the regular promotional offers that we have out there. And in addition, talking about our wine cruises especially, and we will have over 40 next year. That's almost 10% of our inventory. There we offer you additional group amenity points. So how does it work? On the wine cruise, you get 2 amenity points. So you have a list where you can pick and choose. Either it's $100 per person onboard credit, which equals to the 2 points, or just a $50 per person onboard credit, and this is 1 point. And then you have a bottle of wine delivered to the cabin of your client with your own personal welcome card. That's another point, makes 2 points. So we have a system where we give you choices depending on your group, depending on your likings, and this gives a tremendous additional value to the group. Also, for our group leaders that have done groups with us in the past, quite a bit, they are our alumni. And they get a first choice of dates for 16 already, where we send special offers to this selected qualified group. So you have the first choice to put your dates on your groups with additional values. Now, these dates later come into a general promotion if the dates have not filled up yet. If the dates are full, then there is no additional promotion, but you as a group producer, you were able to take advantage of it. So again, there are so many things. The best is always call us, our reservation department, or even email me personally. It's Kristin@amawaterways.com, that you are interested in setting up a group, and we tell you which is the best first one, where can we offer most of the value, because not everything can be promoted officially, but we work directly with you.
Yep. Yep. That's great. I lost your, yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear me out there, but for some reason we lost Kristin's audio. So what I want to know is, can people hear me, or can people hear Kristin? It's just weird. It's just cutting. Bruce, you can hear us both? Well, Kristin's not talking right now. Can't hear Kristin, but they can hear me. So, okay, we'll get it fixed. Oh, you're back on.
Okay. I'm back on. I can hear you again.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. That's kind of strange. So let me just, I just want to say welcome to Mickey, who's in from San Antonio. And Mickey, we're going to get to your question in just a second. So let me ask this, Kristin, because I might as well tell everybody, and use this as an example, that in spring of 2017, I am going to do a partial ship charter on Amawaterways. Why? Because I took my wife, Kimberly, on our honeymoon, and we want to go back. But we want to bring all of our friends and family. So the days are so full. So one of the questions Douglas had asked was, is there anything else that can be added in or valued in? Because you already provide so much. Have you seen other groups add other things, maybe perhaps that the agent pays for, or the consumer ultimately pays for, because you already have the included excursions, the included wine and beer with dinner? Any suggestions for Douglas?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't even know if you heard me before when I talked about the amenity points and so on. But depending if you are flexible to work with us on certain dates, then we can offer you additional onboard credits, gratuities included. If you have a special group that is interested in going to a special place, maybe because it's your personal interest, it could be a garden club, it could be a wine group on a non-wine cruise departure, it could be a religious group, something that is not part of our program yet. If the group is large enough, we can also schedule your personal excursion to this place. We can also offer you a free cocktail party on board our ship in our special chef's table restaurant. So, but to be honest, as you said, there's not even a lot of time, because the dates are filled with so many tours, excursions, which you don't want to miss. And we have, of course, our welcome cocktail reception, our farewell one. There's so many things there that the biggest challenge is really to see when can we schedule these additional things.
Yeah, exactly, because of timing. All right, we have a question here sent in from Kimberly, and Kimberly says that she's been on AMA and loves you guys. It's a question about Vietnam. My clients are concerned with the inoculations, cost of the air, and heat. I've read that it is good to go in the off-season to see Angkor Wat, because the crowds are not so large. Your thoughts?
Sure, absolutely. Yes, it is always good to contact your doctor, your health provider, about the latest regulations. He will tell you if you need malaria prophylaxis or not, but that's pretty much it. I have been so many times to the Mekong. Is there a special season where you have less or more mosquitoes? Sure, in the rainy season you have more. There are probably none in March or April, but then it's becoming quite hot again. If you like tropical nature, if you like it that it's lush and green, if you want to see all the floating villages, then it's actually great to go in August, September, or October. That's also my preferred time because everything is extremely tropical. But then you have to bring your mosquito protection, of course, on board. It's fine. It's not more than in other areas in this world. But if you don't want to have all this, then it's okay to go in February, March, or April. You just have to be prepared. That's a little bit hotter then, maybe not as humid, but the sun is burning much more down to you. And maybe the lake, the Tonle Sap Lake, that connects Siem Reap with the Mekong River, the Tonle and the Mekong River, might be very low because the water goes down, and then none of the ships can cruise through the lake anymore. And then we have to take the bus around the lake for our port of embarkation. So it's always a trade. Now I can tell you from the booking pattern, most of the people want to go between January and April. That's when we are filling up fast. If you want to take advantage of a value offer, then take advantage of our specials. We have tremendous specials in summer, July, August, September. We currently have a free land special. This is more than $2,000 value per person. Now, when you book the cruise with us, we give you the 8-day free land program. So go for this. I can only recommend it. I personally go on August 17 again, August, on the maiden voyage of our brand new Amadara. And I cannot wait to go there.
I bet. All right, the questions are rocketing in right now. Let me take this because this came up a bunch of times, especially because you, Amawaterways, has really captured the whole concept of a wine-themed cruise. And me, having been on two, one of them with you, actually no, both of them. You happened to be there when I went too. Actually, they are a phenomenal experience. So the question here, whether this agent, this is Karen from South Lake Travel, you're going to go on a wine-themed cruise or not. But Kristin, what are your recommendations for approaching a wine store owner? I get this a lot in my group boot camp too. I'd like to get your take on that. How do we go to a local wine store owner and get them involved, see if we can do a group together? Your tips.
Yeah, well, the best is always be a client also of this wine store owner. Develop first a relationship, right? Because again, it has to be a win-win situation, a partnership. Once you know this wine store owner a little bit better, talk to him about the group program because he might be very interested in taking the 10s first, the free one, to travel for free. Everyone wants to travel for free, right? Yeah. So that is the number one. Number two is, of course, you get 18% commission on the cruise. So if you now tell the wine store owner if he can bring so many people and you calculate this, you might take a little bit part of your commission to offer him a free airfare or talk to us, because on certain wine cruise departures, we might also be able to work with you to tell you you need to bring so many people, and we can also include the free air for you there. So that is your piper that will help you generating 10 or 20 people or even more. Now, when we work with wine hosts, we always looked at they have a great wine club membership, and that they are not just having good wine, but they need to be connected to the wine club membership. And that could be the same with your wine store owner. Does he have a membership? Always look at this. What is his or her website? Can the cruise be promoted on the website to everyone? Are they allowing you, or do they send out emails to their database? They might not share their database. I understand this. Right. But they can do it, and you and I, or we as Amawaterways, will do the work. We create the e-plus, we give all the pictures, we put a nice flyer together. That's also how we work with the wineries. When we get a wine host on board, Christopher Silva, for instance, St. Francis Winery, where you had been on board, Stuart. So he has about 7,000 wine club members. He's in Santa Rosa, up in Sonoma Valley. Yes. And he puts our flyer with his assigned travel agent as the contact information in his wine club shipments. And this is how the people see it. He has it in his own winery in the tasting room, the flyer. So he is sending out e-blasts. He has it in his website. He puts our wine cruise video on his website. He talks about at the wine, the pickup parties when the wine club members get their wines. And he schedules his monthly special dinners for the members. So it's always to be passionate, to talk about, to engage with the client, to get the clients interested in. And I think no matter if it's a wine store owner or the owner of a winery or the manager there, they have to be personally interested in, they want to do it, and this is how it works.
Yeah, and great stuff. I just wanted to add, based on what you said here, is that there's no doubt, working backwards, the wine store owner has to want to do it. And usually it's because they want to go to, and they want to do a loyalty. I know, we lost you, but you'll come back. You'll come back. They usually want to do loyalty for their own customers. So if they can use this, if you guys can leverage this at the owner as a loyalty program from the customers, you're good. They absolutely have to have a list so they can market to. Hopefully they have a list of all their clients, their customers. But as Kristin said earlier, you want to be able to put, you want to make sure that wine store owner is going to be willing to put a little flyer in every single bag. So every customer who comes in to buy a bottle of booze, whether it's Tito's vodka, you know, a $4 bottle of Gato Negro, or a bottle of champagne, every customer should leave with something in that bag to promote it. And then because they have a facility, you can run these meetings. You can run information meetings and teach people stuff and do a wine tasting in the wine store. So I hope that helps answer that question. So many of you answered, asked, including Karen. Now we're working on Kristin's audio. They're going to get it back.
Yes. Yep. All
okay.
Right. Sorry for the interruption again.
That's okay. We just got it back, and Kristin, I was just given a couple of extra pointers of how to leverage the wine store owner, things that we need them to do, like putting a little flyer in everybody who comes in to buy for that whole year should get that flyer saying you're running a special cruise. We're going to have an event once a month, cocktail party. Come to the store after hours, and maybe even have an Amawaterways rep, whatever, come in and talk about the event. I want to go to this.
I would just like to add something. We also make sales easy on these cruises because we give a $1,500 discount per person when you share a double cabin, or we waive the single supplement on our wine cruises. So this is now also how the wine store owner can go to all his friends, clients, the family, and promote the tremendous value together with the travel agent.
All right, then we're going to transition to singles in just a second, because that was a big question, and the questions are firing in here. So I want to pick up the pace and go to Candy. Candy, welcome, Candy. Great to see my friend Kristin. I'm so wonderful to travel agents. It always offers great specials for agents. And once an agent does a river cruise, they'll really be able to sell the product. Thanks, and that's from Candy. And welcome to Boot Camp, Candy, as well. So here's the question I have that it came in a lot, Kristin, which is that there are agents who, like Joe from Kiara's Travel, who say, I've never done a river cruise. Some of my clients and some of my friends have, and I feel, and this is the agent, at a disadvantage. But the problem is, it's expensive, even with your FAM rates, and I had to leave the office for 7 to 10 days, and I may have to pay single occupancy. What are your thoughts on this, with getting the agent on that ship? What do you do? What do you suggest that these agents do if they feel they need to experience it?
Yeah. Well, our FAM rates per person, so that's a $90 per person rate based on the lower category. This includes everything from the shore excursion to all your meals on board, the champagne with breakfast, wine, beer, soft drinks. All of this. I don't think that this is really an expensive rate when you see what's all included. Sure, you have to invest in your airfare as well. Well, there are low season airfare offers. If you come with us in November, for instance, and I always go in November, and I would love to have you on my wine cruise November 11 with Christopher Silva from Basel to Amsterdam. There you can get a great airfare. We also have our own air department. We can give you an airfare, our net, where we don't add anything. The costs down to a point where it's affordable for you. Now, if you later, once you take the fan, come back and promote a group and sell 10 cabins, we pay your cruise fare back to you, so that in the end you cruise for free with us. As an owner of Amawaterways, that you all need to invest something. So if you invest $1,000 for the air, let's say, and the $630 for the cruise, the moment you do your first river cruise booking, the commission is so high that at least half of the cost, or if it's a great booking, you have your entire cost back just by the commission that you get for one cabin sold. But I see it in the long term. You will sell more than one cabin. You become a specialist. It will be so good for you that you will be happy that you went on your cruise.
Yeah, I agree. Christine, I think we may have lost your webcam, but we can hear you right now. Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So while you guys work on that, I want everybody to know that. Please make sure you understand what Christine just said. For those of you, and I'm curious how many of you have never done the oh, you're back, great, have never been on the river cruise and feel that you can't sell it till you see it. I just want to say this because I felt years ago, I was a DSM, this is a long time ago. Christine, this is before I had gray hair. People tell me I have gray hair. I don't believe I do. I still think it's brown, but I don't care what color it is, as long as I have it. I was with Princess. And they sell a lot of Alaska, and they gave me the opportunity to, as an employee, to go see Alaska. There's no doubt. When I came back from Alaska, I got it. I understood what a glacier was. I got to see it, experience it, and people could see it coming through to me. So, but before that, I was still able to market and sell Alaska. But if you want to sell more of it, and if you want to be more impressive to your clients and sell with more confidence, yes, you should do a river cruise. You should, but don't tell me you can't sell it until you experience it. You can, with all the incredible training and videos that you have, because you haven't been to every hotel, you haven't been to every city, you haven't been on every other cruise ship. But it's an investment. Or Christine's point.
I also would like to add, it's not just that you experience our cruise alone. During the cruise, you will see many other river cruise ships. You will see all the companies, the ships being docked there. Go and visit these ships, see it live, see what the difference is sometimes between marketing and what the reality is. Because it's not just putting your first client on a river cruise. You want to put him on the right river cruise ship. You want to qualify this client, and there you have to see the differences between all of us. So it's an investment, but it pays off big, big times. And I would recommend you maybe go with one of our escorted cruises. Our sales team always picks the cruise. It's usually in November, December again. And then they do additional seminars on the river that they train you not just about the current cruise and what sets us apart from the others, but also they train you on the different ships, the different products, different destinations, so that you really have the big picture there.
Yeah, I see it, Joe, and everybody else who asked this question about getting a fam trip, it's like it's an ATM machine. If you put a $100 bill in, if you invest, and you push the button, you're going to get a $500 bill out. It's like a guarantee. I'm not a gambler. I don't go to Vegas to gamble, okay? But if I had the same odds as I would going on a fam, paying whatever it is, and knowing I'm going to get out a lot more from it, that's the safest bet you could ever make. We're moving on here to single supplements. This is an issue with people selling individuals and groups as well. Carla, Cruise One, she says, why do you only waive the single supplement for the lowest categories? She's got a group of single ladies, and they each want their own balcony cabin. So talk about this dilemma, because there's limited capacity, and there, go ahead. Let's hear. What do you suggest?
Of course,
thinking on that.
why do we do it only in category E and D? Well, we want to open up river cruising to all the single clients that have never been able to afford it. So it's the minimum category that we open up, and then they can go, and then they can decide if they want to continue with river cruising or not. Maybe later they will step up and decide they go for a balcony cabin. Now, the balcony cabin is, of course, more luxury, and we all, when we step up to a better category, you know, we pay for that part. However, we have quite a few departures, and we still have all the cruises in 2015, if there's availability, where we are not just waiving it in category E and D on the lowest deck, but also category C. C is the minimum cabin balcony, French balcony cabin. So it's a French balcony. And I do believe that when you can open your slide.
Oh, we lost your audio. We lost your audio. Uh-oh. Now, can everybody hear me or just Christine? We can't hear you. So pause there. So let me ask everybody, can everybody hear me? Can you still hear me? Yes, you can hear me. Hey, by the way, Kim, do you see how you spelt my name, Kim? Listen to this while Christine is fixing her audio. Kim, you spelt my name, and it's okay. It's okay. Stuart. S-T-U-R-A-R-T. Stuart. Usually it's Stuart, but that's okay. You can call me anything you want. All right, let's see. I'm going to go through some of these. Wow, I have so many. I know we're gonna get her audio. Yep, you're back on.
Okay. Yeah,
you're back on.
You're back. Okay. I'm not sure what in the meantime. But just some additional. Hello.
Yep, we got you.
Some additional points. The wine cruises. We offer waive of single supplement in all the categories except of the suites. And again, contact us and ask us, and we can also, you know, tell you which cruises don't have an official promo, but where we will work with you because we want you to come on board. Yeah. So always contact us, and we will see what we can do.
Yep. Love it. That's great. Okay. So here's another question for you. Give us a couple of that you've seen with travel agents who have been very successful with their groups. Give us some of the most successful strategies, and Doug writes here, proven. In other words, what do you see these most successful agents who sell river cruise groups? What do they do that most agents either don't or they don't think of? Yeah. Give us a couple of those pointers, will you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, it's the personal engagement with the client. You know, not to be discouraged if maybe the first bite and nothing happened, but to constantly send the messages, engage with them, you know, contact them for everything. It's not just, don't be so aggressive that it comes over as a salesperson. You need to develop kind of communication with the clients, follow up on everything, and, you know, be knowledgeable. Have more knowledge than what the client has, and come over really as a professional. That's important. The next step, I would say, is, again, look at the different interests that a client might have and how you can help. So we talked about wine groups, we talked about garden clubs, there are religious groups. We try to really see what does the client want and need and how you can help this client. Because there are so many things in Europe that we can specialize. We can visit different churches, we have Jewish heritage cruises, we can visit different places there. Be engaged in your local community. When I moved actually a couple of years ago to a different area, in the beginning I was so busy traveling around, I didn't even know my neighborhood until Christmas came. And my neighbors started to invite us for their holiday parties. So it turns out there was also a travel agent there, and we talked. And now the whole village actually wants to go on the river cruise, and the travel agent has enough to do with getting the people, engaging them, finding actually the right date that everyone can agree to. Right. So no matter in which network group, if it's a women's club, a garden club, a church group, wherever you are, be there, be active, be a leader, talk about everything, and the success will come. But don't talk too aggressive just about this. Be of help in every respect. And this is when you develop the trust. And then once the people have the trust, they will come to you.
Yep, I think that's great advice. You also said the word active too. Again, having been on 2 river cruises myself, and so many of you in the audience have also. I just want to stress that, you know, if you have this concept that river cruising is for old people. I went twice, and I can't wait to go back. And I'm not old. I'm 27 years old. But my point is, it's very active. There's bikes. Amawaterways has bicycles on board. We biked 20 miles. It was the most magnificent, splendid experience. Have any of you done this on Ama? And we biked up, and we went through little vineyards that are private, you know, and we waved to everyone on board the ship. And of course, then we had an ice-cold Pilsner at the end. I mean, you know, active. This is active. If you've got clients who just like to sit, forget it. Leave them home. This is for people who really want to get in there, explore the culture, meet the people, taste the food. The favorite thing I love to do, one of the favorite things I love to do, Kristin, and everybody listening, is when I'm walking through a town, I don't know where I am, in Europe, we would make a random left turn. And we would discover something and somebody and something precious. I just want to make a quick announcement. We're at the halfway mark. We've got a ton more questions to get through to. If you just joined us, welcome. This is the Ask Stuart Hour. This is a special edition. What I mean is, the Ask Stuart Hour is typically a 1-hour coaching program that I only do for boot campers. It's exclusive for my awesome, amazing boot campers, so many of whom are here today. But on occasion, I bring in a very, very special guest, a very special friend, somebody who I believe will bring great brilliance to the show and explore areas to greater depths than I can about groups. That's why we have Kristin Karst here. We've got another one coming up in 2 weeks, July 22nd. That's with Mike Going. Mike Going, great friend of mine. Kristin, I know you know Mike too. He like you loves the travel agent. Loves just huge advocate like you, like me, and Mike. That's July 22nd. But also July 16th, Kristin, my friend and yours, the great Mike Marshev. He's doing a TRO, No Limits webinar. And the title for his is, How Do You Sell More River Cruise Groups? So if you haven't signed up for that, it's free. You go to my website, RSVP, that's why I put it there, and sign up. It's Mike's show. I'm just a special guest. So it's going to be, who knows what's going to happen on that one. Okay, so I just wanted to cover that and welcome everybody here. Okay, so I have I'm going to rifle through some quick questions here. Neil wants to know, what's happening with the Bangkok extension for 2016? Is it no longer automatically offered like it had been in 2015? Would you know that?
Yeah, the Bangkok extension was not a big hit. I have to be very, very honest with it. Many people have been there, and then of course there were some happenings in Bangkok. People avoided to fly to Bangkok airport. So this is actually why we decided not to continue with it. You know, we can still, if the request is there and if the clients really want to do it, again, it goes back to contact us, let us know if this is something that is the deal breaker or so, and then we will make sure that we will organize it, even if it's just for 2 people. Right. So it's not a plain no. So we will always try to work with you if we can make it possible.
Yep, that's great. Yeah. Terrific. Appreciate that. We're getting a bunch of these questions in. Welcome, Laura. Welcome, Larry. Welcome, Carolyn and Tracy, Douglas. There's so many people on here. This is very, very exciting. So Larry, this is a 2-part question. Larry first asked, what are the features where you feel AMA is better than some of the competitors? And I want to tag team this to Ray's comment, which is this. How does an agent who likes Amawaterways and wants to promote AMA, how do they break into a market where another river cruise company, we're not talking about other competitors by name here, may be better known through its advertising. I'm reading what Ray has written. I did not want to put another product down, but I believe this is Ray's words. AMA offers more and would like them to consider that as their first choice. But basically, Ray is selling against a brand that they perhaps seen on advertising. So that's a big question about that I'd like to turn over to you, Kristin, to what would you tell Ray and Larry?
Because we have never been aggressive to promote ourselves to the end consumer. We are 100% trade loyal. We only work with the travel agents. And with this comes maybe less recognition from the outside world. They don't know us so much because the money that others put into the advertisement, we put it in the product. So no ad is free. And of course, you only do the advertisement once you have ships that you need to fill. And I can also say from the get-go, so we just celebrated our 13th anniversary. Our ships became full. Our best marketing tool is really the word of mouth, because the product is fantastic. Now, how do we convert this to the client? Clients want to feel special. So it's about the attention to detail. Many clients don't necessarily want to go with a cruise line that has...
Oh no, we lost your audio again. We can't hear you. Yeah, it's just weird, everybody. I don't know why. I think maybe it's the NSA. What do you think? Do you think it's the NSA? Whenever Kristin says something that's powerful information, do you think they... I'm kidding. It's the gremlins. It's the citric gremlins that Sandy mentioned before. We'll wait for you to come back on. Oh, I think she's coming back. Are you back?
I'm back. And again, I don't know what was said in the meantime, but I can really say the attention to detail that Amawaterways is providing. There is no other company where the owners are involved in every step, from the ship constructions, cabin design, interior design, operations, marketing, reservations, sales. So we have the big picture here, and we customize the product as much as possible. When you come on board, the crew meets and greets you in a way like you are their best friends right from the get-go. You become part of the family the moment you step on board and walk into the lounge, which becomes your living room, yeah, your home away from home. And I think this is something that cannot be taught or trained or so. It has to be in your heart. And that's part of it. The people that we hire, the crew on board, the people in our office, when we talk to our reservation agents here, they have a passion for what they do. They take ownership in what they do. They want you to be happy. That's all what they care about. And I think that reflects, you know, in the personal experience, and that makes you to come back. I read every single questionnaire, and so often in the questionnaire it's the crew, it's the most beautiful ship, but it's the people. We want to be back, we want to be with them on the next cruise. And once you are so large, you cannot control this part anymore. You cannot hand select the people anymore that work for you. We take much more time to build our ships. It's not an assembly line. Every ship, even so from the outside, looks maybe the same, but the inside is very specifically designed. Every year is a better year where we have little more details on a ship. And I think once you understand it and you come on board, you never want to leave Amawaterways anymore.
Well, and that's a great answer. I want to pick up on the word living room, you said. You know, agents, when we talk about, those are great questions from Larry and from Ray, you know, how to sell against, or just how to position a product in the minds of a consumer who may have never heard of it before. And you don't just talk about the features, because hardware is hardware. You don't believe it till you see it, how beautiful and elegant and comfortable it is. You know, it's one of those things that's experiential. But when you use words like living room and it's a family feel, why is it a family feel? Because the owners are involved. I was on one of the cruises where Rudy appeared out of nowhere. He hopped on and hopped off. He made an appearance. And Kristin's on the ships. And I think that's important. You use those, leverage it, because it's true, Ray and Larry and everybody else who was suggesting these things. And thank you for Kristin for adding that. Now, I have a few quick questions here. Nancy said, referred to a free, did you refer to some kind of a free air promotion before?
Well, we used to have free air promotions, and I know some of our competitors currently have it. So at the moment, we don't have such a free air promotion. However, again, it goes back to please contact us, because you can only promote by e-blast or so much, but we work with you on all the cruises where we have enough space available, that we come as close to the offer that maybe your client got else. So we don't say that we have to match it, because again, our product has so much more value to it, but we come as close on the purchase where we can do it, that hopefully you get your client on board with us. And again, we are here in the long term, because we don't take the clients away from you once they have been on board. We don't touch your database. We make sure that your client stays with you and comes back with you to us, because we do believe that you are our extended marketing arm, our extended sales force. Yes. It's not just our sales managers that are out in the field and hopefully do a cruise night with you, but you are the ones, and that's why we want to support you as much as possible and don't cut you. So that's not Amawaterways.
Yep. I love it. Well said. I just want to pass along a comment from my friend Bill from Dream Vacations Travels. Couldn't be here with us today. He's going to listen to the recording. He said, I love AMA for what AMA offers to the home-based agent. So the fact that he recognized you're paying attention to the home-based agent is awesome. Okay, some more quick questions. Kate wants to know, can we get some examples of these custom flyers for the wine clubs? I know that this is something that I'd like to put into boot camp. I have a few templates from various things, but do you have these tools, Kristin?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you have been on our website. It's a travel agent portal, and when you go into this travel agent portal, everything opens up for you, from the fans to the special promotions to flyers to images, all of this. But you can also contact us. So if you want to promote, for instance, one of our wine cruises, so let us know, call us in our group department, Chris Bettila. This is chris@amawaterways.com, or contact me myself again. And when I'm traveling, by the way, my assistant Karen is on my emails. So she gets back to you when maybe I don't have the internet access. And then we will customize a flyer for you for this departure with your contact. We even print the first 100 flyers in color for you, send them over to you, so that you don't even have additional costs there. If it's 1,000 or 5,000, then of course we co-op with you. But that's important. We always work with you to make it happen.
Okay, I love it. That's beautiful. Everybody listen, take advantage of these tools. You don't have to recreate the wheel. They've got them. We have a couple of questions about group specific. Mickey wants to know, how far in advance can we book group space?
Okay, so right now you can book anything for 2016, even the Mekong into 2017. With our European program, we haven't opened 2017 yet. However, if you think about it, again, contact us. We put you in our book there. Once we open it, you will be one of the first ones to get the message, and you have the first right to put a group on a special departure that you like. So don't wait, always let us know, and then we put you in, and once it's there, we will send this over to you.
Perfect. So we got to get in there as early as possible. I forget who had asked, forgive me, but somebody asked, when they do block a group, is it best available, or are they blocking specific staterooms?
No, it is best available because our ships are very small, yeah? 140, 150, 160 people maximum. Mm-hmm. And it's very, very difficult to block different cabins for you because you probably at this point also don't know yet which cabin categories your clients want to take. So we make sure, let's say if you want to have 10 cabins, that we set 10 cabins run-off ship, that means a mix of cabins aside, and we will not overbook this departure with more than, let's say, 4 or 5 groups, because the history shows about 50% of the groups are coming through, right, and the other ones will go away again. But we will never overload one departure with too many groups, because this might give you less lead time if the other groups are coming through earlier. Plus, it might create some conflicts on board. Some group leaders can be very stubborn with each other.
Oh, so really?
we actually make sure that it's all leveled out, and then our group coordinators should stay in touch with you to update you about the availability of the departure, so that you know if a departure gets booked to a certain level, that you go fast with your promotion. So we give you a time. We say, if maybe in a couple of weeks you don't have your group together or you haven't even started, then it's better to consider even a different departure because we are getting full. But I think every cruise line has the same approach.
Same thing. I just want to mention everybody. We're not going to get into charter stuff now, only because I'm in this process now. Chartering is very different. It doesn't have to be a full ship or a half trip. You can charter to a much smaller degree, and you can buy the specific staterooms that you want.
You can buy your staterooms, the category that you want, and the number that you want.
You can buy it. You can own it. Literally own it now, and you own it. It's yours. Whether you feel it or not, you own it. But that's the upside and the downside of chartering. That's something that Kristine's got a great team of people to help you on. Stephen won. Oh, by the way, I meant to mention, I'm part of the Travel Institute program, and they're doing, July is Promote Your Professionalism Month, and I'm doing a webinar on Tuesday, and it's about it's called Are You My Travel Agent? It's about sourcing new business and keeping them loyal. It's from my book by the same name. So if you can come Tuesday, come. Stephen wants to know, what about setting up an Oktoberfest on a river cruise? Oh, she can't hear. All right. The gremlins are back again with the audio. Steven, we're going to get to your questions. So everybody, if you're still listening, I'll just keep talking because I have the gift of gab. I can talk about anything to anybody, about anything at any time. Ask my wife, because my mouth starts the second I wake up. And I think people who know me well, Mike and my friends on, will know that too. Mickey put a comment in because we were talking about people going on river cruises, you, the agent, making the investment to go. And Mickey has been on 3, I'm reading what Mickey wrote, 3 cruises. And Mickey says, take the time and go. It has been so worth it. And clearly, Mickey didn't just go on just to see it, come back and sell it. Obviously, Mickey likes it because Mickey's gone 3 times. Let's see here.
Mickey, by the way, I'm back.
I know. Pretty good, right? Let's see. I'm going to go through the questions here. We got so much going on. Okay. Kate just comments, she loves the idea of biking on the river cruise excursion. So if you guys aren't familiar with that, that's something you need to familiarize with. That's a great thing to talk about if you have clients who really enjoy cycling. They don't have to be road runners or anything, but if they like that form of exercise and free spirit, it's awesome. Let's see here. Kim asks, does AMA offer site inspections if a vessel is docked?
Yeah.
So how does that work?
Absolutely. So if you're in Europe and you're in a town where the ships are docked, so let us know before, hopefully before, so that the hotel manager or the cruise manager is there for you and can guide you personally. If you just want to come on board, just present your business card unannounced, right? And let us know, let the reception know that you want to inspect the ship, and they will show you everything, the cabins, the public areas. So absolutely. The better way is pre-announce, but you can always step on board and come, and we'll be very, very happy to show you around.
That's awesome. Hey, everybody, I think Kristine's webcam went out. Don't worry. We're having these weird things going on. Maybe it's a sunspot. I don't know. So but at least there you're back.
I also want to say that one of the beauties of river cruising in general, river cruise ships, we do not have the same policies like the big ocean ships that, you cannot do this. It's so easy to walk on board, but again, show your business card that you really say, I'm a travel agent, I want to see it. And another thing, the beauty for river cruising is you never have to tender. You come on board, you go off, you are docked in town, we are docked in town, easy, accessible. So take advantage of these opportunities.
Yeah. And again, for those of you who haven't done it, and I know, hopefully we've fired you up to realize that it's something you need to do. And if I'm not mistaken, before we end, and we've got 9-10 more minutes left. I think, Kristine, you may have mentioned you're gonna make a special offer, some kind of a special offer.
Yes.
So we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second. So I have to say this now. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Seppo, S-E-P-P-O, Seppo, Seppo, is tuning in all the way from Finland. And I think that is awesome. Welcome, Seppo. I'm so grateful that you're here. And that's really cool. So I could say, you know, we're like, this is an international show.
It is fantastic.
International show. Okay, let's see. Nancy wants me to mention that now I don't know if you can do this all the time. I don't want to get you in trouble, but that it's maybe possibly get a cabin donated for a special silent auction event, working with group and marketing, building a customized flyer. And apparently you really went to town helping Nancy out with her group, which was for a special silent auction, and it developed into a big group, and she's just commenting how flexible you guys were to extend the promotional date and so forth. So I wanted to say that. Let's see here. Kim says I'm so funny. Thank you. That's what my wife says all the time. But I don't know if it's am I funny as in ha ha or funny looking. Name the movie. Name the movie where that line is from. Okay, Jan says, what if you have a group leader for a wine sailing that wants to choose the wineries he knows? How could that work? So in other words, I guess Jan's what's saying, if you bring on a group and it's led by your own group leader and it's on a wine sailing and they're maybe a wine store owner or sommelier, what if they want to choose the wineries he knows and they go on one of your itineraries? How does that work?
Okay, so this would be like a customized program. So I would assume that if it's a wine cruise where we visit quite a few wineries outside, your group would not want to be part of our selection, but go with your own selection. Two ways to do it. Either you have a group that is large enough, 30 or 35 people, that we can give you your own personal bus, motor coach, so that in the time that we go to the other wineries, you go to your own wineries. So that is possible. Or if the group is very small, and of course you might not notice in the beginning when you start promoting, to add a certain surcharge to the cruise so that we can offer you an additional bus, no matter if you have 2 or 20 people, and then you take off on your own. If it's in walking distance where the ship is located, much easier, then you only need an additional guide from us that we can organize for you. And then we will probably say we waive the fee for the additional guide because we really want you to come on board. But at the same time, I can also tell you, we do choose some beautiful wineries. We have a team of experts in Europe. They work with the wineries all the time. They know the locals. They know what really works best. And you should not miss the chance to also go to one of our own suggested wineries. So again, it comes down to let us know what you have in mind, and our group team or me personally will work with you to make these things happen.
Yes, absolutely. And in fact, for me, for the charter that I'm going to be doing in spring of 2017 with you, one of the things we want to do is maybe do a little private event at a restaurant with a chef, a local chef, and I'm coming to you and your team for that help, that guidance, how we can get there, how we can arrange it, and do a little something extra. Not that it's needed, but you know what I'm saying, just to do something kind of neat like that. Bruce has his hand up. Bruce has a question. Working with singles cruises, promoting singles cruises, working with he's working with multiple vineyards and clubs. What is your experience with marketing to singles, to market to singles to do groups? And how do you work it out with the staterooms and so forth? We touched on it before, but give Bruce some ideas how we can.
Well, first of all, a river cruise is a very safe environment for singles altogether. Singles feel very comfortable on board because normally, let's say when they come down to the dining room, our maitre d' is always asking, would you like to sit by yourself or would you like to sit on a table where other guests are sitting already? So you never feel intimidated or afraid to meet people. We have about 10 to 15% of singles on board each cruise in the average. So on some cruises more, on some less. Obviously on the cruises where we waive the single supplement, which includes our wine cruises, there we have a higher percentage of singles because with the waive of single supplement, they are very much encouraged to go. And this is again, if you want to form a singles group, then let us know. And if you're flexible with your date, then we can show you which dates are still wider open, where we can now create for you a special group offer, where we can waive the single supplement for all your group members. Not just like when it's 2016, where we have a limited number of cabins, usually 4 in the lowest cabin category on the European voyages. We can say, if you go with us, let's say March 25 on the Danube, Amadante, we will waive the single supplement for all the people in your group. And this might even not just include category E and D. There we might open up to the balcony cabins as well if we have a departure that is wider open.
Yep, that's great. Bruce, apparently I misunderstood your question, Bruce. I'm sorry, but Bruce is going to be talking to multiple vineyards and clubs to promote next year's group, and he wants to know if you advise. Now, I'm not sure I still understand the question, but absolutely positively, the best way to promote a group is to have a plug-and-play group of people. A plug-and-play, somebody who's got a list already. Whether it's a local vineyard who's got a list of their club members who are on their list to receive the new wines when they come out. So I hope that answered your question. Doug, you were right. It's Goodfellas. Thank you so much. And we're waiting for Kristine's audio to come back on. But Kristine, Sandy wants to know if Kristine, if she has something on file like a top 10 list for selling groups. That can be put into handouts. Now, I guarantee you that Kristin and Amawaterways has a top 10 list, but I just reminded me that you should really get your hands on this new book that Mike Marsha wrote. I don't even know if he published it yet. I just took a look at the cover and I read the inside. It's phenomenal. It's a different approach of how to grow your river cruise business. And Mike, I'm giving you a plug here because the book is awesome, and Sandy just asked this question. So what do you want me to tell them to do, Mike? Should they come to the webinar we're doing on the 16th, or should they go to your website, contact me, and I'll put them in touch with you because you've got this awesome book that I know is going to help you. I've read it. It's phenomenal. Mike wrote the book. Mike's been on multiple river cruises, and he will help you source more business and groups as well. So let me know, Mike. Type in there what you want me to tell people to do to get your book. But when Kristine's, is your audio back on, Kristine?
Right now, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So real quick, we've got 2 minutes left. Do you have a? I was just plugging this awesome book. I don't even know if you're aware of it because Mike has just finished it. But do you have? Can they come to?
My book is actually my travel companion for a long time. You know, but I can only read 5 pages. You know, and then be busy again. So yes.
And Mike also said that November is the perfect time for a river cruise because Christmas markets are always a huge attraction. Larry wants to know what's the weather like in March. He says it's similar to Boston in April. What's the weather like in March in Europe?
Well, you never know, right? Because the weather pattern has changed in the world. Last year I was on board in late March, the Danube Wine Cruise. I think you were on board, Stuart, right? It was the most perfect spring. Temperatures in the 70s up to 80s. The trees were in full bloom. It was amazing. I will not say that this is the average. Late March can be still chilly, but you know, it's all about the clothes that you pack and wear, because the advantage in the pre and post season is that you're pretty much alone with the locals. And this is huge. Imagine you're together with 20,000 other people in a city, and you have to stay in line somehow, and you see groups over groups, and that is what's happening with more and more ships coming in the summer months. It's much better to go in March, April, or November, December, where not so many ships are cruising, and then you're really alone, and you can feel the nature. You have much more time, you have the best guides available for you. Right. You do not have an obstructed view when it comes to cruising, because in the high season, ships are all docked next to each other. Right. And sometimes the view might not be there anymore. Right. So this is one of the things where I say, go in March, April, go in November, December. It's my favorite time to cruise. Yep. And I have been there every year in November. So far, it hasn't been raining for the last few years. It has been quite mild.
Perfect. Listen, we have 60 seconds left, and we still have people typing in stuff. So let me tell everybody right now, if we didn't get to your comment or question, Carolyn just wrote in the most magnificent tribute to you and Amawaterways about your team. And Kristin, you have the best team in your office. They could not be more knowledgeable, helpful, and pleasant to work with. So, folks, if I didn't get to your question or comment, I will send it all to Kristin to see and her team to see and respond to. I promise you. I really tried to get to a lot here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Other of you are saying, spell Mike Marshev, where do we find this book and so forth? And Mike just said right now, you can't have it yet. You can't have it because it hasn't been published yet. He just finished the editing. So he suggests you come to the July 16th webinar, which is through TRO. If you come to my website, the RSVP, you'll see it there. Just sign up, we'll get it to you. And you've got, everybody, I hope you have my email address, stuart@stuartloydcohn.com. If you need Kristin's, just shoot an email to me, I'll give it to you. Kristin, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for arriving, God only knows what time in the middle of the night from wherever you were, because it was on a secret mission that you can't tell us where you were investigating another river. I want to thank you for giving us this time. I know how busy this day is back in the office for you. Any parting words for our friends who have been with us this hour?
Absolutely. I want to thank you, Stuart, for, being what you are. Every show that you do is so entertaining, but also so helpful for all our agents. And I want to say thank you to all of you who attended the Stuart Cohen Bootcamp today, because that was your first step into a major investment to become a specialist. Hopefully in river cruising with Amawaterways, but this investment will pay off definitely. Stuart will have my email address ready for you, so don't hesitate. Send me any questions that you have. I might give you a call, include your phone number as well, because it might be easier to just discuss it on the phone than to write a lengthy email. And I know my entire team will work on this with you. So I'm very proud of my team, I have to say. They are wonderful, and we are in this together. So again, it's all about a partnership between you and us. We have started from the ground 13 years ago. We are exactly the same, and what I want is you to succeed in selling river cruises and to have many, many guests coming back to say, why did I wait so long? Book me on my next river cruise. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kristin. Thanks, everybody. Happy sails. Bye for now.
Bye. Bye-bye.